What's up, guys? Back on me here. We got Smallville Season 1, Episode 16, Stray. Okay, so this episode starts off with a kid with a kid at like a store, and he's like, "Hey, can you give me this? Hey, can you give me this?" And he's like, it's like, yeah, but it's Brian. He's like, it's pure gold. He's like, who told you that? And he's like, my mom did. He's like, tell her it's fake. He's like, I can't. He's like, why? Because his mother is dead. So he gets out of there, and then we meet up with his like stepdad and his new wife, and they're like, we're and and the kid's stepdad and the stepdad and the stepdad's new wife, and he's like, and they're like, where, where's, uh, what's the combination? And the kid's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he's like, and then the lady's like, and then the wife's like, one more, and then the kid's like, you're lying. So, and then he's forced to tell them, but he escapes and then we learn that the kid's name is Ryan. So Ryan escaped, but they end up shooting he ends up seeing them shoot the store owner. So yeah, but he ends up getting run over by Mrs. Kent, and he asks where his shoe is, but she's like, I'm just gonna take you to the hospital. And they find his shoe. So Ryan is claiming to have amnesia, and so yeah, and Clark's like, and they're like, we'll tell a person that he's here, but they're like, hey, let's take him home, and they're like, that's a good idea. So Clark and Ryan is making them breakfast and oh, all this stuff, and he's like, what do you want for breakfast, Clark? And Clark doesn't answer. And he's like, Ryan, and Jonathan's like, Ryan, what were you doing at 10? I don't get it. What were you doing at 10 a.m. in the middle of the night? He's like, I don't remember, okay? It's like, stop making me remember. He's like, we weren't doing that. So yeah, so Lex's father's like, hey Lex, I want to take you back to Smallville, but I want to take you back to Metropolis. But Lex is like, I don't. He's like, Lex, I'll give you some time to think about it. So yeah. So they go to the town, and Lana meets Ryan and yeah. So and then he meets Lexus for time, and Clark's like, hey, he's like, we're enjoying. He's like, yeah, and he's like, I can bring you to your house, and Ryan's like, whatever, and Lexus like, and Clark's like, hey, that was rude, but Ryan's like, his dad's moving him to Metropolis. So yeah. So then they go to so then they go to so then, so yeah. As we can learn, Ryan has the power to read what's inside people's heads. So yeah. So they go to and they talk about this kid who was trying to find Sammy, but he was murdered. So yeah, because he woke up in amnesia, but and he was murdered, which is very sad. And then Ryan's like, hey Clark, Chloe wants to ask you a problem. He's like, how do you know? He's like, she brought a big pink dress and anything. Like, really, Chloe? You just met Chloe. You don't know what you're talking about. So yeah. But while he was at the town, that stepfather guy, found him and he went into a garbage plate, and Clark stopped the garbage, and there was like this glowing behind Clark. So yeah. yeah, so John, so John, so while cutting apples with Martha, Ryan reads inside Martha's head, discovers Clark's secret, and that's why I couldn't read your mind, Clark, because I knew you were different. And he's like, I can read. And he's like, and yeah, so Clark and Chloe do find the picture of Ryan's mom, and yeah, so he's like, so he's like, so yeah, he's like, I can tell you Lana's secret. Do you want? I can tell you Chloe's secret. I can tell you Lana's secret. Do you know what she feels about you? And he's like, no, I don't want to learn that. So yeah. So then Jonathan go after Ron and go after Jonathan takes Ryan and Ryan's like to her, you gotta fire Sky, and she's like, why would you say something like that? And she's like, it's a secret, so because you do. He's like, how do you know that? And he's like, it's a secret, so yeah. So yeah, and then later, Lex gives him Clark a foil sword. He's like, you're really leaving? He's like, yeah. So yeah, and then the stepfather's wife pretends to be a foster care worker and is like, we need to come Ryan, and then they kidnap him, and they also kidnap Lex, and he's like, what's the password? He's like, I don't know. Because Ryan can leave Lex's mind. He's like, he's lying, but they end up kicking Lex out, and then they reveal that password is Julian, because Lex reveals that that he has he had a brother named Julian who died when Julian was a baby. So yeah, and they eventually kick Lex out of the. And that's where Clark finds him. And he's like, Clark, they got Ryan, and he gets some help. Then Clark speeds off, and they at a bowling alley where Ryan's like, hey, he's only wanting you for the money. He tells the wife that the stepfather's only in for the money. He's gonna shoot her, and she's like, and she's like, and he's like, he's trying against us, and trying against you. And she's like, I may have not liked the kid. I may have found he's a little freak, but he wouldn't have lied. And he's like, you know what? He's right, and shoots her, and then Ryan runs into a bowling alley, and then he's like, call the cops, and then he shoots the garbage. The stepfather shoots the garbage man, and the stepfather shot the wife. The stepfather shot the garbage man. This guy is very... So he starts shooting pins, starting to find Ryan. Clark finds him, throws a bowling pin at the stepfather, knocks him out, and saves Ryan. And yeah. And Ryan goes to Edge City because he gets to live with his grandma. And yeah. And Lex is like, sorry, but I'm not gonna move into Metropolis. And Ryan gives Clark his Warrior Angel like Angel comic books, and he's like, I don't need him anymore because I got you, Clark, because he's in Clark as his own personal hero. And that's basically how the episode ends. Okay, so Stray is a good episode. It's better than the cringy Nicodemus episode 15. I really like Ryan's step-parents, they were the worst. Actually, his stepfather was more the worst. His wife was just doing it. I guess she was doing it out of... I guess she just loved... I don't know why the wife was committing crimes, but she got shot in the end. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I kind of hope Ryan and Clark had this like brotherly relationship, and And yeah, we all know what Lana's secret is, that she likes Clark, because we all know it. How she feels about Clark, we all know it. But she just doesn't want to tell Clark the real reason why she feels about him. So yeah. So, and Chloe, yeah, I really liked all the characters. Lex, he was pretty good in this episode. He and Clark still had that bromance. I call it a bromance. I don't call it a brotherly relationship. I call it, like, people ship Kara and Lena on Supergirl. I bromance Lex and Clark on Smallville. So yeah, if you wanna like, comment, subscribe, please check out my Patreon. I'll put the review up there. I probably will or not. I don't know. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night, actually. And I'll see you guys next Smallville.